I never owned a town. Never. I never bought a town. I don't have $20 million. I never did.
They had millions in the 90s. Now they're completely broke. The 1990s, a decade where money rained down like champagne, and the world watched as millionaires popped up seemingly overnight. Whether they came from tech, music, film, or sports, the 90s created some of the flashiest fortunes ever seen. But not all that glitters lasts forever. Before we dive in, here's a question for you. If you suddenly had millions in the 90s, what's the first outrageous thing you would have bought? Let us know in the comments. We're talking jet skis, private islands, diamond grills. Go wild. Today, we're going deep into the stories of 90s millionaires who once ruled the world only to watch it crumble beneath their feet. From record-breaking athletes to Oscar-winning stars, these are the tales of fame, failure, and fortune lost. So grab your Walkman and step into the vaults because some of these downfalls are jaw-dropping. Part 1. MC Hammer.
What do you mean broke? Like Martha Stewart broke? Or MC Hammer broke?
MC Hammer broke!
Dancing on Millions, then bankruptcy. Stanley Kirk Burrell. But you knew him as MC Hammer. In 1990, he was untouchable. He wasn't just making money, he was printing it. His album Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him sold over 10 million copies, bringing in tens of millions in just months. But fame gave Hammer something he wasn't ready for, a sense of invincibility. He bought a $30 million mansion in Fremont, California. That house had a recording studio, 2 swimming pools, gold-plated gates, marble everything, even a private racetrack. And Hammer didn't just spend on himself. He put everyone on the payroll. Friends, cousins, people from the neighborhood, dancers, chefs, barbers, spiritual advisors, over 200 employees at one point. But here's the problem. When the hits stopped coming, the money stopped flowing, and Hammer didn't stop spending. By 1996, the money was gone. He filed for bankruptcy with over $13 million in debt. Today, Hammer has rebuilt his life, even dabbling in tech and preaching. But the fall from a $70 million peak was one of the most dramatic in hip-hop history. Part 2. Kim Basinger.
Imagine getting one of those caught in your throat. Can you imagine the song?
Bought a town, lost her fortune. Kim Basinger was Hollywood royalty. After Batman in 1989, she was commanding $3 million per film. By the early 90s, she had wealth, power, and a daring idea. In 1993, Kim did something no actress had ever done. She bought an entire town. For $20 million, Kim and a group of investors purchased Brazelton, Georgia, population 500. She wanted to turn it into a film hub and resort destination. The press called her a visionary, but behind the scenes, it was chaos. The town didn't have infrastructure for tourism. Locals resisted, investors grew impatient. Then came the final blow. Basinger pulled out of a bizarre film project called Boxing Helena, and the producers sued her and won. The judgment? $8.1 million. Suddenly, the dream of Brazelton was gone, and so was her fortune. She filed for bankruptcy the same year. Kim recovered her career later, but the tale of the actress who bought a town is a classic case of too much ambition, too fast. Part 3. Mike Tyson.
Former heavyweight boxing champ Mike Tyson certainly knows all about the harsh sound of those prison doors slamming behind him. Tyson spent a grueling 3 years in prison. It put his life in a tailspin.
King of the Ring, prisoner of spending. Mike Tyson wasn't just a boxer. He was a force of nature. By 30, he had made over $400 million. But Mike had a weakness: extravagance. He bought mansions, Bentleys, a gold-plated bathtub. He flew friends on private jets. At one point, he had 3 Bengal tigers as pets. Yes, real ones, and spent $125,000 per year to care for them. Then came the lawsuits, the divorces, the taxes, the criminal charges. By the early 2000s, the empire had collapsed. In 2003, Tyson had filed for bankruptcy, $23 million in debt. His spending wasn't wild, it was volcanic. Tyson has since admitted, "I was crazy. I didn't think it would ever end." Today, he's found peace through podcasts, cannabis ventures, and cameos. But the Tyson of the 90s was a cautionary tale wrapped in Gucci robes. Part 4. Gary Coleman.
Will forever be known for that catchphrase from Different Strokes. What you talk about, Willis? Now actor Gary Coleman is being remembered in an upcoming documentary that reveals nearly 15 years after he died at age 42, there is still mystery about his death.
From child star to financial ruin, Gary Coleman was America's sweetheart, a kid who made us laugh and warmed our hearts, but behind that smile was a legal and financial mess no child should face. By the time he turned 18, Gary had earned over $18 million, but when he asked for his money, it was gone. Turns out, his adoptive parents and business manager had used most of it. Gary sued them and won $1.3 million, but by then, the damage was done. His career faded, roles dried up. He worked as a mall security guard to survive. In 1999, he filed for bankruptcy. Gary's story is heartbreaking. A boy who made millions, only to lose it all before adulthood. He died at age 42, penniless and alone. Part 5. Tony Braxton.
Could anybody blow through upwards of $50 million? Well, start with a fetish for silverware and sheets, throw in a few other big-ticket items, and mix with some bad luck, and there you have it. It happened to superstar Tony Braxton, and Nick Watt has the confessions of this fallen star who's now happily on the rise.
Singing hits, hiding debt. Tony Braxton's voice could shatter glass and top charts. She won Grammys, sold millions, and had endorsement deals from Pepsi to perfume. So, how did she go broke? Twice. In the mid-90s, despite selling over 20 million albums, Tony filed for bankruptcy in 1998. Why? Her recording contract was a disaster. She was making pennies per album sold. She said in interviews she got less than a tenth of a penny per record. On top of that, she spent like she was making millions, leasing high-end homes, cars, buying expensive clothes, and jewelry. She bounced back. Then came the second hit. In 2010, she was diagnosed with lupus and had to cancel a Vegas residency. Insurance refused to cover the losses. Boom. Another bankruptcy. Tony's story is one of industry exploitation and illness, a brutal combo that stole her fortune not once, but twice. Part 6. Jordan Belfort.
So I want you right now to give a warm Auckland, New Zealand welcome for my good friend and the world's greatest sales trainer, Mr. Jordan Belfort.
The real Wolf of Wall Street. Before Leo played him on screen, Jordan Belfort was living it in real life. In the early 90s, he made over $100 million running Stratton Oakmont, a brokerage firm that made the term pump and dump infamous. He had it all: yachts, parties, drugs, and more drugs. But Jordan wasn't investing, he was stealing. In 1999, the feds caught up. He was indicted for fraud and money laundering, scamming investors out of $200 million. He went to prison, his assets were seized, millions gone. Today, Belfort earns money as a motivational speaker. Ironic, right? But the 90s version, a millionaire fueled by cocaine and crime. Part 7. Evander Holyfield.
It's difficult for me. I could entertain people, I could get high ratings, but living life is pretty hard.
Why did you bite
I
him?
said sorry.
No, but why did you bite him?
Then it turned out to be bigger than life than what it is, because everywhere I went, people like saying, man, you know, that's a great thing.
Made you more famous than you ever could have been, even a 5-time champion.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think so.
He fought Tyson, then fought for closure. Evander Holyfield was a heavyweight legend. He beat Tyson, earned over $250 million in his boxing career, and lived like a champion. Yes, 109 rooms. His electric bill was $17,000 per month. He had 11 children and was supporting multiple ex-wives. The money started to fade post-retirement. Endorsements dried up. Bad real estate investments didn't help. Neither did $500,000 in annual maintenance on the mansion. In 2008, the mansion was foreclosed. Evander tried selling memorabilia just to stay afloat. His fall wasn't scandalous. It was slow. Death by 1,000 expenses. So, what do all these stories have in common? Not stupidity, not laziness. Most of these stars worked hard, but money without guidance is like fire without a fireplace. It burns everything. Whether it was bad contracts, lavish spending, blind trust, or life just throwing punches, these 90s millionaires lost everything in the blink of a decade. And yet, many of them found redemption. A few rebuilt, some simply survived, but all serve as reminders that fortune is never guaranteed. So here's our question to you. What would you do if you had $50 million and only 5 years to keep it? Let us know in the comments. And if you loved this trip down memory lane with a cautionary twist, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dive stories from the past, hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching.